I feel like American politics is getting stupid. There keeps being going on with Trump, but I don't believe any of it. I mean, think about it. They spent weeks on this fake Haitian migrant crime bullshit. J.D. Vance was interviewed by Dana Bash today, and he was basically saying to her, yeah, we make up, and I don't care if the stories aren't true. And then a poll comes out showing Kamala 6 points ahead, and within hours of the poll, there's some supposed shooter who, again, is another weirdo Republican, a Vivek stan. At some point, you got to look at it and be like, dude, this guy, all he brings is chaos. What has he done this week? He's lied about migrants causing the Haitians to get attacked. Proud Boys, bomb threats on schools and hospitals, Haitians getting acid thrown on their fucking cars, all based on lies about eating animals that he did at the debate. He's like tweeting personal attacks of how he hates Taylor Swift. J.D. Vance is saying, like, I don't care about the bomb threats. Trump is like, I don't care about the bomb threats. We need to deport everybody. He's like deepening into his deportation fantasy. And now there's like gunmen everywhere he goes. He just brings harm and destructive nature and chaos. That's it. That's what he brings. Chaos and destruction and violence. We don't need chaos and violence here in America. We need to turn the page on that. We need to move forward. This violence is like, bro, it's just getting gross. And the common denominator is him. It's him. And these people are all from him. They're his followers, getting radicalized by his bloodbath and poisoning the blood and yada, yada, yada. It's like the common denominator is him and his rhetoric and his nonstop chaos and fixation on crime and rounding people up and all that. It's not good energy, bro. We need to just move that aside and get off the violence. And we need to go vote Kamala in, where she can talk about, you know, building up middle-class families and not shooting at each other and getting rid of assault weapons so the cops don't have to fear for their lives. We need more compassionate leadership that's focused on bringing us all together and not screaming fight, fight, fight with like blood on your face while bullets are flying. That is just stupid, bro. It is. Trump is stupid. He's toxic and he's bad for humanity. And he's bad for himself, bro. He is. The guy can't even go outside anymore without one of his supporters like stalking him with a weapon. Like, homie needs to bounce, bro. And we have the power. We can show up on November 5th and we can just end this. And he'll be done. And we won't have to deal with this shit anymore. We won't have to deal with this chaos anymore. He will fall away to the wayside. But man, if we let him get in office, every day is going to be like this. There's going to be shootings and hit squads, and his deportation squad is probably going to be shooting immigrants and more school shootings and more lies about black people eating cats or whatever. It's going to be just more of that, like every day. Chaos, Project 2025, firing government employees, lawsuits, Supreme Court decisions. It's like, bro, it's so gross, dude. But the thing, though, that's really intriguing about all this is that Trump has so f***ed around with the truth that he's just not believable anymore. He's not believable. And now, what are we, supposedly, in 2 months, he's had 2 different members of his own fucking party shooting at him? Like, bro, like, we need to get rid of Trump, dude. Seriously, he's toxic. He's lowered the discourse to the point that his own people keep taking shots at him. And nobody fucking cares. Like, nobody cares. I could care less about that event. I'm not horrified by it. I don't even really believe it. Like, Trump has lied and been so toxic and so filled with venom and animosity that I don't care. But I do know that he's lowering the discourse to where either his own people are shooting him or he's lying about this. And both of them, I think, are equally toxic. The gist of it was this. Trump was golfing, and a quarter of a mile from where Trump was golfing, Secret Service guys noticed a gun barrel sticking out of a bush, like pointing in at the golf course. And then I guess they started shooting, or maybe they didn't shoot, but they apprehended some guy with an AK-47. But he was a quarter mile from Trump. Nobody shot at Trump. This gun barrel was just sticking out of a bush. Nobody even knew Trump was golfing. It wasn't on the schedule. So this whole thing just stinks to high heaven. It just seems super phony.
Secret Service agents say they opened fire after seeing a person pointing a rifle at the course with Trump approaching that hole, but he was still hundreds of yards away.
He was like a quarter of a mile away. And then here we go again, bro. It's like another one. But the problem is he is such a liar. He's just not believable. And so the thing is after he spends a week lying about fake stories about Haitian immigrants, I'm not believing his assassination attempt either. I'm not caring about it. He doesn't get caring anymore. He has cried wolf so many times that now fuck him. I'm sorry that it appears like his supporters keep shooting at him, but he should probably shut his fucking mouth and drop out of the race, man. You know what I mean? For all we know, Peter Thiel's trying to shoot him so they can get J.D. Vance in there. I just don't care. I don't want to hear any more about his drama. I just want him removed from politics, bro. I want him to drop out of the race and to go away, like from politics forever. Because now there's all this violence and violent rhetoric and lies about immigrants and fake stories about cats. And he is mental and he's toxic. And apparently his own supporters want him dead. So he should just go away. He's ruining American society and politics. And we'd all be better off without him at this point. So he should just pack his and move on. Dude, go to Venezuela. He keeps talking about how safe it is down in Caracas. I think now would be a fine time for him to move on.
Now, Blake, I also want to bring in, he has a lengthy criminal record. I believe he was living in Hawaii, but he spent a lot of time in North Carolina. And the North Carolina Department of Corrections, I just kind of want to whip through some of the headlines. 2010, possession of stolen goods felony. 2002, carrying a concealed weapon. 2002, hit and run.
Possession of weapon of mass destruction.
Resisting arrest. And then there's the big one that we've been talking about, 2002, possession of a weapon of mass destruction. Now, I did a little digging. The News and Record in Greensboro, North Carolina, they did a story on it at the time. They cite a person named Ryan Ralph, had a 3-hour standoff with police.
So this guy had a 3-hour standoff with police 20 years ago, barricaded himself in 3-hour standoff with police. And what do you know? He's still carrying around AK-47s, bro.
The weapon of mass destruction that they were referring to was a fully automatic machine gun. According to the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction Records, he was given probation, only probation for that.
Probation.
That's what we have right now. Wow. On Ryan Ralph.
All right. Rich McHugh, thank you, sir, joining us live. And, of course, authorities will dig into who he is, why he was there, did he receive any help, on and on down the line.
Previously convicted of weapons charges. Dad, here's the guy.
We should have thousands upon thousands of people standing here with the Ukrainians. This Maiden Square, Independence Square.
All right, this is the guy, by the way.
We should have millions of people in this square, filling the square from every country around the world. And why we don't, I don't understand. I'm here every day.
Dude, he is full MAGA. Dude, this is MAGA on MAGA crime. Dude, the MAGA on MAGA crime needs to stop.
All the supporting countries with the memorials for the people that have died. And, you know, I've had several people come, but just a handful, you know. So it blows my mind that I'm standing here alone without thousands of people from every country, from Asia, from Africa, from Australia, from Canada, from everywhere in South America, every place. I'm
Europe.
Europe, everywhere.
Dude, he is as MAGA as it gets, bro. Did his account disappear? It may have. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, dude, the account was suspended. Dude, isn't that weird? If you look at this guy's Twitter account, I went through it today and was pulling some shit. And 1 minute he was like anti-Trump, And the next minute he was like pro-Trump right here, like saying, you know, win re-election by seizing this moment to make real change and by executive order establish an oversight department in the DOJ to review police conduct. But then, you know, a month later, he was like, I'm never voting for Trump again. Or he was back and forth on Tulsi Gabbard. This guy was not well. But of course, the account is gone. We know the guy was a 50-year-old MAGA. That's what we know. The wannabe shooter voted for Trump in 2016, and he wanted Tulsi to run in 2020. Then he wanted Vivek and Haley to run this year. His entire profile screams mental health crisis. It really does. I don't know if you looked at it. I looked at it earlier, but like, look at this, guys. You ready? Look at what he did. First off, all of his tweets were like adding a person without a period. If you want it to be public on your timeline, you use a period before the @ so then it makes it a public tweet. But these tweets only go into the mentions of the person you're tweeting at. But he's tweeting at Kamala and Joe and Bruno Mars and Elon Musk, Elton John, Nikki Haley, Seth Rogen, like all day long. He was like adding people, asking them to help him do shit about the Ukraine. I saw them to Bono, James Franco, just like one after the other. Vivek, his whole timeline is just a giant mental health crisis of him reaching out to every famous person under the sun on Twitter. I mean, it's really sad. And it's even sadder that this guy got, you know, an AR-15. You know what I'm saying? We really need to do something about this shit. There's Bono. Please create a tribute song for Ukraine. We are one. Please help me. And then there's a phone number there, which I guess is his phone number. You too, Bono. We should do a tribute song. All day long, he's just retweeting people with his phone number, like begging for help for Ukraine. It's like wild, dude. I looked at this earlier. Of course, Elon took down his account. It's been suspended, but he was going crazy here. It's just tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet, at least one a day, tagging some famous person. Mark Knopfler, can you help me produce a song for Ukraine? I have some lyrics. Here's my phone number. Jack Johnson again. Mayor Rick. Tony Gonzalez. What pushed him over the edge? So, I mean, I don't know. We don't know if it was like Trump's refusal to answer the question about Ukraine winning. Did that push him over the edge? Maybe. We don't know. But if you look at this timeline, if you go and look at this stuff, he was like deeply wounded, deeply like mentally troubled. Just a constant stream. And there he is. Look at this one where he's like Angelina Jolie. Staff only, or Angelina Jolie, or I don't even know where he's at. Now, the thing that's really weird about this is A, how did this guy know Donald Trump was at the golf course? It wasn't on his official schedule. Why does this guy have a gun, bro? And why does Trump keep using violent rhetoric despite all this shit going on? There's a lot of people in MAGA that are looped like this guy. I mean, the entire MAGA right-wing media, guys, is about spreading conspiracy theories. Look at what we found out in the last couple of weeks. In the last couple of weeks, we have found out that Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, that all these tenant media guys and a whole bunch of other right-wing media people are being paid by Russia to spread disinformation about Ukraine, of all things. Isn't that weird? And now a guy obsessed with Ukraine is shooting at their president, a Republican, no less. That's wild, dude. They're conspiracy theories. Laura Loomer, all day long, conspiracy theories, conspiracy theories. They're saying Kamala Harris is wearing earpieces. Everything they do is trafficking, and it's rigged. They're cheaters. Yes, Trump is very toxic. So people like this are really getting freaked by that shit, no doubt. But this guy is clearly, if you look at him, he's clearly f***ed up. He's tagging Zelensky. He's replying to, you know, deputy secretaries, wants to return the nuclear weapons to Ukraine. Like, this guy had a Ukraine obsession. Contacting Sean Penn. He's asking Sean Penn, you and I must purchase the MiG jets from Poland. I'm in Kiev. I spoke to them. Let's go. Then we need to go borrow the Patriot systems at border. How can they say no to you? I'm in Independence Square daily. Let's change this war. So he's asking Sean Penn to come to Poland and buy jets with him, guys. You know? And, right? And so this guy is like next level, like broken and delusional. And the problem, he's definitely not a Democrat. But the problem is this. The problem is it's these type of people that get super radicalized by Donald Trump and JD Vance's lies. That's the problem that we have here. These kinds of people respond not well to the Trumpian conspiracy theories. All of Trump's stuff these days, and Laura Loomer and all these right-wing influencers, whether it's Cat Turd and Posobiec / End Wokeness / Kevin Sortor / Joey Manarino, all these right-wing turds, Benny Johnson especially, Tim Cast, all the ones that are these paid Russian shills, libs of TikTok, they spread disinformation all day. They spread hatred and try to build animosity. Like, for example, if this guy's timeline was all about a fear of Haitians, this guy may very well go to Springfield and just start gunning down innocent fucking people. This is the problem we face with this Trump rhetoric.
One thing I can tell you, there are serious discussions at this hour about the ongoing safety of our political candidates and their families in this country.
Yeah, I think right now there should be a question about why do Donald Trump's supporters keep apparently wanting to shoot the man? Like, does Donald Trump want to maybe dial down the lies and the violent rhetoric, or what? Because it seems like his supporters keep shooting at him. And it might be time to retire Donald Trump from politics, because he seems to be making this environment violent. Nobody's shooting at Kamala. Nobody shot at Joe. Nobody shot at Barack Obama. Nobody shot at fucking Bill Clinton or George Bush or anybody else since Reagan. But now in 2024, Trump is getting shot at once a month, bro, or every 2 months. Like, dude, nah, we need to get that motherfucker out of politics, bro. He needs to step down. He does. Obviously, he's ruining our political climate. He's making it like it's some sort of a gang war. And it's not healthy for the country to have a guy whose own supporters are shooting at him every other month. That's not a good sign. That's a sign that Donald Trump and the Republicans are deeply problematic. The problem is Donald Trump has reduced the rhetoric to this. I mean, this is what happens when you think about it. Donald Trump commits J6. He commits an insurrection. The Republicans let him get away with it. He gets impeached, but they wouldn't convict him. And so what's now? Now he's got violent Proud Boys going to Springfield, beating up parents, shooters following him around, and they're Republicans. They're all fucking Republicans, right? It's like, this is what happens when you have an insurrectionist. He should go to trial for the insurrection crimes he's committed, and we should put him in jail and just get him out of the system, bro. Yeah, these are not Democrats, right? Democrats don't shoot people. We don't. It's just not in our nature. Remember, we're here trying to take your guns. Dude, Trump must go. Seriously, Trump is creating this environment. He and his handlers, they're creating this. They've turned America into a cartel nation. Now there are multiple attempts on this guy's life. It's not going to stop, right? If he becomes president, I imagine it's going to, happen every other month. Do we really want to do that? Is that what we want to do? We want to elect somebody where once a month there's going to be an attempt from his own supporters to off him? Like, bro, what kind of chaos? What are we? Are we a fucking cartel country? This is the stupidest shit out there, bro. I'm serious. And it's all him, dude. It's his goddamn supporters, bro. Like, holy hell, dude. I can't wait for this election to get over. We just need to vote this guy out. And then he's gone. Then no one's going to shoot him anymore. Or maybe they will, but they're not going to be doing it on our media time. We don't want to spend 4 years of like wondering if every time the president goes outside, there's gunmen and bushes and shit. Like, come on, bro. We deserve better than this.